Happy Friday, everyone. Tonight is movie review night here on Real 9, and tonight's movie is a good one. Let's talk about Maxine. Okay, let's jump right into this. Maxine is the third film in the X trilogy. It is promoted as the final in that series, but I don't know. I got a feeling that they might try to squeeze one more. All three movies are directed and written by Ty West, starring Mia Goth. And this particular one, Maxine, this is a time jump from X. So this is about 1980s Hollywood, and Maxine is trying to transition from porn star to horror movie actress, or final girl. Let's call it final girl. I like that better. There is a killer out there who is trying to mimic the famous serial killer who is also out there at the same time. And I'm not going to say because somebody will say I spoiled it. And he's basically stalking and killing young starlets. And Maxine is worried that this blood trail is going to expose her horrific past. Let's have a look at the trailer.
So, Maxine, your agent tells us you're quite a popular name in adult film and entertainment. Is that correct? I'm curious, did you always want to be in that line of work?
I always wanted to be famous.
If you need to read off the sides we gave you, just go ahead, all right?
I know the lines.
She turns to the camera and, through her trauma, addresses the lens directly.
Name 5 celebrities who got their start in horror movies.
Jamie Lee Curtis, John Travolta, Demi Moore, Brooke Shields, and
Maxine fucking Minx.
I don't like walking out here with that freaking Night Stalker guy in the loose.
The Night Stalker.
Night Stalker?
Night Stalker.
Is terrorizing Los Angeles.
I can handle myself.
So said every dead girl in Hollywood.
Maxine, I'm the private detective. I had to find you. My employer is a very powerful man. The past ain't finished with you. It's gonna keep knocking at your door.
Tragically, another victim of the Night Stalker.
I knew 3 people who were murdered in 3 days. I'd be pretty scared. What are you hiding, Maxine?
If I tell you something, we've got confidentiality.
What'd you do?
This is the defining role of your career. Whatever's going on in your life that's interfering with this picture, squash it.
I intend to.
Maxine.
Maxine.
You're a fucking movie star.
The movie Maxine does a great job of giving you a look at 1980s Hollywood. Hardcore cinephiles, I think, are going to really enjoy this movie. It gives a lot of nods to old Hollywood. Both actors and actresses, things that happened. In addition, it has a very Tarantino Once Upon a Hollywood feel to it. At least that's the way it was for me. And there's a lot in there. One of the things that I noticed was if you're paying attention to everything, not just watching what, not listening to the dialogue or watching what's happening mainstream or main screen, you will find that there are little things set. Like maybe it's a star. It's a star on the Walk of Fame that you see in the frame. It could be a certain type of, one of the famous buildings. I don't know. There's just nods everywhere to old Hollywood and old crime Hollywood. So that'll get the cinephiles all wet too. Being the third movie in the series, you would assume you need to see the other two first. Not really. You could come into Maxine not having seen X or Pearl. But I think it would make a little more sense to you, why she's freaking out with all the murders going on around her. It would make a lot more sense if you have seen the movie X. So you may not necessarily, if you haven't seen any of these movies, I would say watch X and then watch Maxine. The reason you can skip Pearl, well, you know what? Let me just explain it to all you that don't know. So the trilogy lines up like this. The first movie it's called X, and it takes place in 1979, I believe, and it's a group of young filmmakers that all go out to rural Texas, and they rent a barn from these farmers, from his farmer and his wife, and they're pretty much just shooting a porn. Without giving you too many spoilers, let's just say murder ensues. Boy, it's kind of hard to tell you because everything's a spoiler. Move on. Pearl is the second movie. Pearl is a prequel, and it's the story of the creepy ass old lady, farmer lady from X. And it's a story of her life when she was young, and gives you an insight into why she was so fucking weird in X. I think, if you watch X, you have to watch Pearl. I did enjoy Pearl quite a bit. And, yeah, I gotta say it. It's a spoiler, but I gotta say it. Pearl fucks a scarecrow. Pretty awesome. Maxine is the third, and Maxine is a character from X, and it will help you understand that in X in 79 she was going to shoot porn, and in Maxine, which is the 80s, she's a porn star. So that's pretty much how they lay out. So again, you don't necessarily have to watch X in order to understand what's going on in Maxine, but I think it would be better if you did. And it's a good trilogy, in my opinion. Right now, Maxine is out in theaters. Short of renting it, maybe on Amazon Prime. I don't think you can see it at home. Is it worth going to the theater? That kind of depends on what you like to watch when you go to a theater, when you're spending the bucks. I caught it on a matinee. Prices were lower. Go by myself. It's a bottle of water and small popcorn, and I'm good to go. So I enjoyed it. I'm glad I saw it in the theater. But if you don't want to do it that way, then I would say wait for it to hit streaming. And if you look it up and get the release date for streaming, you'll probably be able to find X and Pearl, and you'll be able to watch both of those and then jump right into Maxine, and then you'll be caught up with the rest of us. So that's it. It's short and sweet. It's a good movie. Mia Goth does a great job. All the actors do. Oh, I should have said Kevin Bacon's in this, and I kind of like older Kevin Bacon. He seems a little more relaxed. He seems willing to do a lot more projects than he would in his younger years. Back when he was like top of his game. Listen, that's not even a fair way to say it. Not top of his game. When he was like brand new and popular, the Tremor days. Much like Nicolas Cage, he takes on these weird, quirky little roles sometimes, and he just kills it. He's awesome. I liked his character in here. And I'm really interested to see what any of you that have watched this and watched Maxine have to say about it, because I thought that Kevin would just love this movie because he's one of those cinephile guys. And he was not kind. He didn't like it. I mean, he just went on about it's like, oh, they should have done this, and I don't know. When you watch this, do me a favor. If you haven't subscribed, hit subscribe, hit like, hit dislike. But you know what? Jump in the comments. Tell me you watched Maxine. Tell me what you liked. I'm dying to hear what other people have to say. And that concludes tonight's movie review. I think my next 3 reviews are all good films. So I like those better. I kind of hate having to put reviews up on movies that I didn't enjoy, but the next few, I've liked them all. So see you next Friday. Have a great weekend. And that's it.